Hello? Oh my god. My computer really doesn't like Streamlabs, doesn't like OBS like at all. Hello. Welcome. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, I'll wait a couple minutes so that people get in, and I'll start with some of the more basic stuff first, and we'll get to some of the juicy stuff later. But yeah, welcome. Come on, come all, come join. I suspect that this won't take too long, but yeah, it'll probably be like an hour maybe, surely. Okay. All my stuff. Shh, no, don't worry. Yeah, no. We'll get to that one later. We'll get to that one later. Okay. Yeah, we can start out, I guess. Welcome. Okay. Well, yeah, we can start out. I will say I am going to be doing. I'll just start it out right now. We'll see how, depending on how many people get here, either I am going to do a vote, a little quicha vote. But depending on how many people come, I might do it afterwards, and I might just put it up in the Discord. So if you want to do that, enter it onto the Discord. Go join the Discord. Oops. Yeah. But yeah, I guess we can start off. We'll start off with the easy ones, the ones that are already here. We'll start out with Wally and Majunga. With them, honestly, I'm pretty happy with them right now. There are a couple things I would like to add. I will say, yeah, really the last update that came out. Let me just get like a nice. There you go. You can stare at his little tubes. Yeah, the last update that came out, I was really happy with. It was a little bit rushed. There were some things that were supposed to be in it that were not. Mainly with Majunga, but with both of them, really, I think they're at a pretty good spot. I may end up doing probably one more update pass for them. Here we go. With Wally, I don't really have too much else that I need to change with it. The only thing that I would maybe want to change with Peladosotus is some more utility for the spike. Originally, I was going to do a shield, and then it ended up changing to the spear. So I could maybe go back and revisit that. Yeah, he's just a silly little guy. Yeah, I would like to add some more. I don't really like doing like one-off items that are just like, you need to get this item to get this item to get this item. You know, and that's kind of how this spike feels right now. So I'd like to add at least maybe one more kind of early item to him if I can. Oops, I don't have my desktop audio on. There we go. Yeah, so I'd like to add at least one more. I don't know what it'll be. I was thinking about maybe also doing the Sunken World. I know has a. Where is his little spiky? There it is. The Sunken World has a. Jesus, it's so small. A sea urchin. Hello, happy birthday. Um, yeah, the soccer world has a sea urchin that its whole thing is that you can pull out its spikes and you can use them as crossbow bolts, which I thought was pretty cool. So I might do something like that. Maybe have the Wally spikes be able to be used with bows and crossbows. That was one idea I was thinking about. But really, I think Velociraptor is in a very good spot right now. I don't really see too much that needs to be changed with him, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, I'd really like to just copy other modders' stuff, though, so I don't know if I would do it exactly the way that they've done it. But yeah, maybe some kind of, like a projectile with the spike would be nice. And that would probably be the only thing I would add to Velociraptor. Besides, obviously, later down the line variants. But yeah, that's about it for him. Majunga has a little bit more. And I can show this off, actually. So, with the corrupted Majunga, everyone was very, very disappointed, I know, by the saddle. And yes, I was planning on adding more features to the saddle. And I will be adding more soon. I just didn't want to add it right away. No, don't talk about the scarf. Don't you dare. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Planky. Maybe, honestly. But no, with Majunga, here you go. So this was stuff that I had. The same person that did the new eye trail particles did these for me. So the main thing with it, it was just such a pain in the ass to, forgive my French, it was such a pain in the ass to get it working right. Having the scale of the flames. Having the scale of the flames work with the speed of the Majunga, having all this stuff going, so it didn't just look goofy. But yeah, so I didn't end up adding it right away. I think eventually I will do it. I have a few more for you too. Yeah, I did. I just didn't honestly have enough time to add it, unfortunately. I was really sad. I really wanted to. So this will be coming. No, he won't fly. I think what I'll probably end up doing is like kind of like Trophios, I think. So what it'll do is it'll be or maybe more accurately be kind of like Serato, where once he gets up to max speed, like he'll change his run animation, so he'll lower his head down, kind of like he's ramming, and you'll just be able to go super fast, and you'll be able to like break through rocks and stuff. He won't be able to fly. He doesn't have wings on his jetpack, so I just don't think I don't think he could fly. But yeah, I definitely. Yeah, that was the thing. Was the drifting. I really wanted to get the drifting working. It's just such a pain in the ass. It really is such a pain to get it working. So that was a cause for big delays in that update. Yeah, exactly. Kind of like, yeah, where he kind of like leans his head down. Where he kind of leans his head down and like rams forward. It won't be like a charge. I don't think it'll be like a charge. Flap his arms. Ugh, I don't know. I don't know if I would do it. Maybe, I don't know if I would do a jump. I feel like just like running super fast, and being able to traverse and being able to go through, being able to burn through like, being able to burn through rocks and trees and stuff and plow out of the way. Serato has a drift. Serato and Andrew, though, are the only ones, I think. So yeah, I know. It'll be coming out eventually. Jesus, maybe. Yeah, it'll be coming out eventually. I would say probably, probably maybe September-ish. I would say, because really, I really want to get out all of the fungal stuff first, because fungal has been on the back burner for quite a while now. So I want to get that stuff out first, and then after that, I'll be going back and touching up Majunga and Woolosaurops. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Majunga. Other than that, yeah, I think he's in a really good spot. I think other than maybe like an X variant or an R variant. Hold on, I'll pull up Majunga. His name is Majunga, kid. Yeah, other than like maybe an X variant or an R variant, I think Majunga is in a pretty decent spot. And then just kind of QOL touching up some stuff with him. Like I have some new icons for the saliva and stuff, and for the purified parasites. I don't know if this stuff is live actually. it may already be live. You guys might already have seen this stuff, but yeah, no. So I'm not trying not to use any more of the vanilla icons. I'm so sick. Yeah, I that's what I was thinking about too with the Majunga corn. That was one thing I was very tempted to do when I first did Majunga corn. I was tempted to, instead of biting, it would just ram people. So maybe I could edit, give it like some kind of extra damage impulse or some kind of debuff that it does. Paleo variant? Maybe. I don't know. I would honestly, I'd have to ask. I know people are pretty busy over there. There's a bunch more than I have, a bunch of stuff that's coming out right now, and everyone is kind of busy over there right now, and obviously with the Kamiyama stuff with Rebecca and them. Yeah, that kind of stuff has taken a bit of a pause, but yeah, I would definitely be open to it down the line if they want to. Yeah. I think that's about it for Majunga, though, honestly. Yeah, I don't think, like I said, I think Majunga is also in a very, at least for me, I think he's in a pretty happy spot. I don't really have too much that I want to tweak with him. Oh, actually, one thing I would say is the breedable variants. I did set up breeding between the aberrant one. I don't know if people may have forgotten that there is an aberrant Majunga. There is an aberrant Majunga, by the way. Yeah, he does exist. I set up breeding between them. I don't know if I will be setting up breeding between... I definitely won't be setting up with the corrupted one with the blighted one. I don't know if I'll be doing it with the Majunga corn. I feel like it kind of... I don't know. I was talking with some people about it, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of the rare variant if you can just breed them, you know. So I don't know if I'll be doing that, but other than Majunga corn and blighted, all variants in Fauna, so the aberrant right now, it's just the aberrants, are interbreedable. Same goes for Wally, and for any future like X variants or anything like that. I'm gonna add breeding compatibility between them. A sword. I don't know. I like Woolosaurops' stuff, because it kind of ties in with the spikes, and Majunga already has the saliva and the items that go with that, so I feel like that already kind of makes up for the items. I don't know if I would add another item for Majunga, honestly. I was thinking about adding something for the Blighted Bile, because right now it is just a useless item. And that's just for balancing reasons. Because Corrupted Majunga is just objectively better than Majunga in every single way. It has 10% more health, 10% more speed. It is just better. And it does the bonus damage, and it has the roar and everything. So to balance that, I made it so that the saliva that you get from it can't be crafted into the purified parasites. Yeah, as a skid, I could maybe see it. Again, it would be something down the line. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. And yeah, maybe I could maybe find something, because I would like to find some kind of use for the blighted bile, even if it's not to make the parasites with. I don't know. We shall see. But I think that's about it for Majunga, yeah. Unless anyone else has anything to say or any questions about him. But yeah, he's pretty much all set to go. And same goes for Wally too. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good thought. Maybe like using it as a temporary. That's a good idea, actually. Using it as like a temporary, like buffing thing, maybe for like a minute or something like that. I will note that down. That's actually a really good idea. I like that. Okay. Yeah, and that would keep it on the extinction theme too, I think. Yeah. Okay. I think that's about it for them, though. So we can move on. What do you guys want to see first? Do you want to talk about? We could do fungal first. We'll do fungal first. Yeah, we could do fungal fauna. Yes, fungal fauna is coming out. It is. My goal with it is probably by the end of July, I think, having at least these. You will notice there is a folder missing, if you have been keeping up with the sneak peeks. There is a folder missing from what I showed up earlier. It's for a creature that Clay had sculpted for me. It's called Titanocetus. He's still coming out. He is still coming out. It's just, he will be coming out at a later date. He's definitely the most complex of the four that'll be coming out. And he needs a little bit more time. He's a lot more complex and requires a lot more graphing and things like that are just going to take more time. So he'll be coming out in like a wave 2. I'm trying to find a more up-to-date picture than the one that's in Sneak Peeks. I think. Search up. Here we go. Okay. Behold. Yeah, I could talk about him at least. Yes. Titanocetus. He's a big... he's basically meant to be the... like the Titanosaur or the Extinction Titans, like that kind of map equivalent on Aberration, which is really the only map that doesn't have any Titanosaur spawns, and it doesn't have any Titans on it. So, yeah. He's very big. He's not going to be as large as like Titanosaur or the size of like Ice Titan or something like that. He's going to be a bit smaller, probably a little bigger than Bronto. I would say still quite big. Yeah, he's going to climb. He'll climb like Rock Drake and like Mechalania. That is one thing that takes that takes a long time. So yeah, he's gonna climb. He's gonna spawn on the surface, He's got all these little things on his back. Those are all basically gas veins, kind of like the ones that spawn. So when you find him, he's going to be completely enshrouded in this big cloud of like radioactive like gas, essentially, which is why his other name that he went by earlier on was the Noxious Titan, like Ice Titan, like Desert Titan, like that. I don't know which name he'll use in game, honestly. I kind of like them both. Yeah, and he's gonna have a bunch of abilities kind of tied in around that. I can pull up more. There we go. Yeah, he's gonna be very big. He's just very, very, he's very, very complex. That is wild, Faye. I can't believe this. Big fan. I'm a big fan of this Faye person. I can't believe it. Yeah, so he'll be a thing. But yeah, he's gonna be coming out in like the Wave 2 pass, which will be coming. So I guess generally I should say, so these are the three. There's Cave Hopper, there's the Crystal Golem, and then there's Deep Fisher. These three will be coming out with Fungal as soon as it launches. It'll have all three, kind of. We'll get to it with the Golem, but the three-ish there. And then after that, I'm gonna go back, touch up like Majunga and stuff like that, and Wolosaurops, and that'll also be when Demetradon will be coming out. And then after all that, I'm gonna come back and I'll have Titanocetus will be coming out. So yeah, he won't probably be coming out until, honestly, probably not until like maybe November, December, I suspect. Because he has a lot of stuff. He's got a whole like crazy saddle that he's coming with too. Because he's a Titan, he has to have a freaking tech saddle. So that stuff will be coming out. But these three are going to be coming out first. I can start with I'll start with the Golem, because the Golem is not the simplest, but the Golem is not an entirely custom creature, if you can tell. How many creatures planned? There's these four, and then Demetradon, and then one more. And then after that, with this stream, I'm going to be doing a vote so that you guys can choose the next one that'll be coming out after that. Because that's really it. Just these four for Fungal, and then really just Demetradon and one more creature for Pharaoh, which those will be coming out probably fall to winter this year. And then after that, I don't really have any plans for anything. So, yeah. Okay. We'll start with, yeah, this guy. So yes, I know he's listen, he's a rock golem, I know. This is actually one from ASE that I was working on quite a while ago. Both the Crystal Golem and the Cave Hopper were in Fungal on ASE that never released because ASA came out. But yeah, we can start with him. So I say 3 asterisk creatures are coming out because the Gem Golem, the Crystal Golem, he's called a Gem Golem, I think. Yeah. He has 3 different color variants for the 3 different colored gems. Shocker. All 3 of them are tamed exactly the same way. So you will find them. I can spawn. You'll find them. Oh, that's not right. Hold up. Well, he's just floating for now. That's fine. Yeah, you'll find him floating like that. Let me. Is this how you spell it? I hope so. Stolen assets, I know. The ones for ASE, Majunga was. Cave Hopper, Crystal Golem. I was gonna do an Erictodromius for Aberration. Oh, I should probably. There we go. Full screen. Why? Why is it showing squares? No. Oh my god. How am I gonna know where the clap is? You making me look for this? Okay, got it. It's on the left bracket. So yes. Here you go. Yeah, you'll find him walking around. You will notice that he's not immediately aggroing on me and chucking boulders at me, like how the regular rock golems do. That's because he's a little shy. Gem golems are a little bit more shy. They're smaller. They're just silly little guys, and they don't like attention. They're very scared of Nameless, and they're very scared of Reapers. So they will stay in their little undetectable rock form until you clap your hands and you turn on. Then they'll pop out. You need to be level 40 to tame them. And they are tamed with crystal or with colored gems, depending on the variant. Will determine what color of gem is preferred. They can also be fed, I think, stone and any other like item. Regular rock golems can be fed. However, they prefer crystal and colored gems. And eventually, when Crystal Owls comes out, I will also add the Primal Crystal to that list as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and hey. Hello, buddy. Are you gonna stop moving? I've never seen that pop up before in the dev kit, so I'm gonna ignore that. Okay. They do have a unique saddle. And I'll also go ahead and grab. I will say also, if you notice, if you notice these particles on the... It's loud? Oh, hold on. I can fix that. Can I? No, I can't. There we go. Okay. Better? Let's see. How loud are you? My god. Yeah, still a little loud. Hold up. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so you sit in his little belly. You don't sit on his back, you sit in a little belly pouch. It's very silly. I enjoy it quite a bit. Okay. It should be better now. I hope. Yeah, nice. Cool. Yeah, if you do notice that every single particle is a square right now, don't worry. That's just a dev kit thing, I think. I don't know why. It's just been happening. He does have the fully directional movement like how golems do. You can also rotate in place. You don't like his little diaper? What do you mean? You don't like his little jock strap? You can shoot with him too, by the way. I think am I in GCM? No, I should do that. It's gonna lag me out for a sec, but What do you mean? What do you mean? You're being cradled by him. Um, yeah, no, you just get held down there. It's fine. It's okay. He's made of rocks. It's fine. It might be a little uncomfortable on your back. I was gonna look up. Oh yeah, rifle. I am a fan of like half my icons disappearing for some reason. Yeah. Oh, I thought I was gonna crash for a sec. Yeah, so you can shoot with them. I didn't want to go above. I don't know. Yeah. Yes, you just get held by him. Yeah, so their whole thing, they are kind of Anki side grades, sort of. So when is Anki set level 1? I think it's, yeah. So these guys you can take them at level 40, Ankis you can get at 36. They're kind of side grades to Ankis. They're harvesters. They don't get as much weight reduction on metal as Ankis do. However, they get a very large weight reduction on crystal and on the color gems, which are very important on Ab. You'll also notice there is a little icon down here. Each gem golem, the color of them, so this is the green one right now, will give you immunity to the mushrooms from that biome. So you'll be immune to the hallucinating ones on the green one. You'll be immune to the freezing ones. Yeah, freezing spores. Yeah, freezing spores on the blue one. And you'll be immune to the element ones as well as radiation. Excuse me. On the red one. They each spawn at their respective zones, so the red one obviously spawns all the way down there. So good luck. But yeah. They each do that. They're very similar. Yeah, they just have a standard left click to harvest. And then... Yeah, I don't mind him. He's just a more aberration focused Anki, essentially. So they all have a left click, and then they have a little right click toggle ability. It's the same for all of them. I mean, the ability is different, but the same thing for all of them. It's an active ability. Yeah. So it's an active ability. It'll gradually drain your stamina. For the green one, while it's active, you will be less... creatures will be less inclined to aggro on you, so you'll have a much lower aggro range. I think it's pretty much... Yeah, it's very, very low, because if anyone goes near you, they'll start hallucinating. So they can't see you. That's the green one. The blue one... I could spawn in the blue one. The blue one and the red one... Oops. Where's the blue one? There we go. Wait for it. Yeah, that's why they have a little extra something, because they are... Yeah, they're not like just Ankis. They have a little bit more. Oh no, please don't crash. Okay, thank God. Oh, they can be toggled, by the way. Yeah, that's how they're supposed to look. They're not supposed to hover. They shouldn't. They won't do that when they come out. That might just be a dev kit thing. But yes, they can disguise themselves. So, the blue one is a little bit different. Yeah, so they all same thing, left click, harvest. Let me spawn in. spawn a raptor. So the blue one with the little freezing spores thing, when he punches things while this ability is active, he will gradually freeze them until eventually they'll be frozen solid. Also does a little bit of bonus damage while they're frozen. So you see, did 22 there. He does 50% extra damage to frozen targets. That's not just the Crystal Golem freeze. That applies to anything. So that applies to Mana Garmers. I guess it applies to Snow Owls, although I think Snow Owls make them take reduced damage. But Mana Garmers, yes. I guess also Ice Titan as well. So that's his thing. He will gradually freeze things as he punches them. Hide you away. And then the red one. The red one is not done yet. But the red one has... Shut up, dog. My goodness. Okay, the red one, if I can grab a little bit here. Hold on. I'm sorry. He doesn't like visitors. He doesn't like the red one. He doesn't want me to show you guys the red one, I'm sorry. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the red one gets a little like armor up, beefed up ability. So he'll take reduced damage, and he'll also deal recoil damage back. This is the ice one, by the way. This is the blue one. So he's not going to have that weird little aura thing around him. He's going to have actual... he's going to like literally... Yeah, he makes ambient dog noises. No, the blue one is going to literally, like, freeze his fists, and punch people with them. And then, yeah, the red one, he'll boost up his armor, so we'll take reduced damage, and then also deal a little bit of recoil damage back. Also, the red one will grant itself... I'm pretty sure... Let me double check. I actually don't know if I ended up doing this or not. If I made them all radiation resistant or not. Nope. Okay, cool. So yeah, so the red one is the only one that's radiation immune. That may change. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, the red one will also just grant you yourself, while you're riding it, radiation immunity. So you won't need to wear a rat suit while you're riding it. Just don't get Perlovia'd and don't dismount. So that's his big thing. I wanted to give a reason to actually go and get it. Jesus, why did it suddenly get so bright? My lord. What happened? All right, we're gonna reload. Yeah, that's about it for them. The only other thing with them is that each of them has a little colored gem torch. So, oh wait, you're wild. Damn it. I wasn't supposed to do that. Hold on. I'm gonna fix this. I think you're set up correctly. You should be. Let's see if this works. I don't know if this still works in ASA. Hopefully. Well, it doesn't work in ASA, apparently. But all 3 gem golems, when they shit, they have a unique poop, kind of like, oh my god, what's the stupid fire cat? Pyromane? And you can craft with a torch and 1. You can craft a little colored torch. Each one. 1 for each color. And then let me summon real quick. Here we go. Okay. So. Oh. Thoughts and prayers. Please don't crash. Alright, it didn't crash. Let's go. So, when I'm mounted on this raptor, nothing happens. However, when I put this on, I get a little notification. Gash immune. So, each gem will grant any dino, not just on the golem. You can equip it on the golem saddle too. However, this can go on any creature's saddle. It will give immunity to a specific debuff from... Well, yeah, you can still dive them, but these add a little extra utility. So this one will grant you immunity to Ravager Gash. The blue one, alongside not extinguishing when you go underwater, it will also give you immunity to jellyfish stings and eel zaps. So it'll give you immunity to that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ignore the particles too. I don't know what it is about the 5.5 update that somehow broke the torch particles. I think they made new ones maybe. Yeah. So each one grants a different one. So the green one, what did I say? The green one gives Gash immunity only from Ravagers. It doesn't give it from Gigas and Aloes and stuff like that. So you can't just bring this over to like Rag or something and go tame a Giga or something. And then the red one will grant you, your dino, and the player immunity from the Reaper blood little cloud that they spawn. So your rad suit won't get damaged when you try and tame Reapers. Or kill Reapers, I guess. Yeah. So surface runs will be a little safer, and you won't have to deal with your player taking damage from the Reaper acid blood with the red one. And then, yeah, the blue one will give jelly immunity. But that's about it, yeah. So they're pretty standard in their abilities. And they are really just meant to be variants of one another. Like drops, you mean? I don't know if I'll do them in drops. I think they're crafted with a torch. So what I might do is I'd have to talk to Depths maybe and see if he can show me how he did the Giga saddle conversion and the Rex saddle conversion. Because what I might do is, you know, if you place a torch, an ascendant torch in the inventory of the gem golem with a piece of gem golem poop, you can combine them together in the inventory and it'll retain the durability and the I guess damage. Yeah, yeah, but nothing is final with those yet. The actual icons, the particle effects, and also the actual item itself. I probably will, like you said, I think get a new make a new mesh for it. So they are distinguishable. But yeah, that's about it for these guys. Yeah, they're just meant to be variants of one another, so neither of them are very majorly different from one another. They're just kind of, they all have the standard left click attacks, then they all have their toggleable right click ability, and then they have their torches. But they are functionally, they are the same. They all have the same harvesting rates. They all can be tamed the same way. Also, they can be bred. They can be bred. You need to make a specific item to feed them to make them breedable. So they need to be fed this item, and then they can be bred. That you can continue to breed them. They do not have the damage resistance that regular golems have. They don't have that. They have significantly weaker stats. They have very similar stats, again, to Ankies. I think a little higher health. But generally they are, like I said, yeah, they're much weaker. They're not uber strong or anything like that. But yeah, they will be breedable. You'll be able to make your own. You can technically mutate them for colors if you want to. Their actual, they only have one color region, which is the actual this, right? So they only have the one color region. So you can breed them that way. They do, however, regardless, have specific colored eyes. So even if you mutate a gem golem, let's say a green gem golem, and you make it like hot pink or something like that, it'll still have the green eyes, so people will be able to tell that it's a green gem golem. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, again, they have a bit going on. But yeah, I would say they're probably the least interesting one, because they're not like a full-on unique guy or anything like that. A boss? A freaky boss of them? Maybe. I don't know. I am thinking about doing a boss. I think the Titanocetus in Fungal will kind of take that role, because you will be able to kill it and get the... I imagine it'll probably drop items just like the Extinction Titans will. And he'll be a one... Like, I really want to set him up. That's a good question. I would like it to. I would like the gem. I would like the gem to change color. I don't know how to do that, so I'll say hopefully it will by the time they release. Because yeah, that would be very nice. Yeah. Hopefully the gem will change color. I would say most definitely yes by the time they release. Okay. Moving on. Cave Hopper. The Cave Hopper, on the other hand, is much simpler. So, you know when you're on Aberration, and you just spawned, and you're in the portal, and there's 10 raptors in there, and there's a basilisk that just popped out of the ground, and it's rapidly chasing you, and you don't know what to do. Well, you look over, and you see one of these guys walking around. They're very chill. And you can walk up to it, and you can ride it. You don't need to tame it or anything, and there is a little timer that'll pop up. So, cave hoppers, these ones, are not tameable. They are just wild creatures that you can find, particularly in the green zone. Ignore him. He doesn't have a run animation yet, so he just kind of slides right now. Yeah, they have very weak stats. They only have 300 health. They don't spawn with levels. They're just like coelacanths, like that. So, yeah, you'll find them walking around, and if you're being chased by a raptor, you can quickly run up and jump on this guy, and you will have a free mount that you can run around with for 2 minutes until it will buck you off. That was rude. Why did you do that, sir? You will notice. His name is Cave Hopper. So yes, he does have a very, very big jump, which is very nice for running around an Aberration if you want to try and jump up on a cliff or something like that. Yeah, so we can kind of jump around. He is pretty pitiful, though, as an actual creature. So don't go and jump up on this guy and go and fight a bunch of Ravagers, because it will not work. That's a tamed raptor. Why did I spawn a tamed raptor? I don't want to spawn a tamed raptor. Let's start over. Yeah, he's pretty pitiful as a tame. As I said, he has 300 health. He only has 300 stamina. Ignore that. Wild creatures actually don't consume stamina. They also don't have a weight stat. So technically, you can pile as much stuff on your character as you want to, and have a tame with infinite stamina and infinite weight. Yeah, so they can all run around. And I can spawn in a raptor real quick. They do pretty shit damage. However, he can punt them back. And he applies a little slowing debuff for about 5 seconds. It's the same one that Trike uses. So if you need to make a quick getaway, you can just quickly kick something and then hop halfway across the map. Yeah, that's what they're used for. They are very basic, very simple. Yeah, and they can go about and kick stuff. And they last for all of 2 things. You probably could, honestly, if you had a top on it. You can't access his inventory or anything. So you can't put anything on it. It's just stuff on your person. Yeah, after the 2 minutes, it'll buck you off. And you won't be able to instantly remount it. It has a 2-minute timer between then, so you have to wait 2 minutes before you can ride it again. However, you can ride them again. Okay, well, never mind, apparently. Apparently that just didn't work. Okay, well, they're meant to. I guess that broke in 5.52. Lovely. Yeah. Yes, so speaking of, yes. You will be able to get tamed ones. I will say, just like with the Titanocetus, it'll be coming out at a later date. So on release, they're just these really early game, easy to acquire, quick and easy transport on AB in your first like days or so while you're trying to run away from raptors and ravagers. You can use them for that. Yes, down the line, again, probably in like the wave, I'm calling it like wave 2, quote unquote, like the wave 2 update. You will be able to tame them. Yes. It's just a little bit more complex. But yes, you will be able to have tamed ones. So don't worry about that. I wouldn't waste this much time on animations and textures. I wouldn't waste this much money on something that you can only ride for 2 minutes. So yeah, don't worry. You will be able to get tamed ones. There's a whole process for it. I've got it all worked out. I just need to do it. That it's just going to take a bit of time. So that won't be out immediately on release. That'll be coming out at a little bit of a later date. But yeah, they're very silly. I like them a lot. This is Loki did the textures for this guy. Very icky and gross. Very, very icky. The only other thing with them, just the 2 for now. Just the 2 waves for now. The only other feature with them still needs to be added. Is they will chirp. They are giant crickets, so they will chirp, kind of like parasaurs, or I guess more like kind of reverse parasaurs. They will passively chirp, unless there is a carnivore nearby, then they will stop chirping. So you can kind of use them for that as a little bit of an early kind of detection system. If you have a cave hopper near your base and all of a sudden it stops chirping, you know that, hey, you're probably about to get jumped by something. So that's their one other little kind of mechanic they have. But yeah, they're just kind of an early, like a little taxi, a little taxi bug for you, if you need to quickly get back to your base or something like that. Yeah, they are not radiation immune, by the way, so you can't just get one day 1 and in 2 minutes run down and steal a rock drake egg, unfortunately. yeah, they are not they are not radiation immune, so you can't do that. I made sure of that. But yeah, that's about it for them. Yeah, there'll be more. There'll be more with the cave hopper. Again, with the wave 2 pass. With Titanocetus, which will be coming out probably like, I think I said December, January, somewhere around then, winter-ish. Okay, I think that's about it though, unless anyone has any questions. They are passive, by the way. They can't. That all they can do is do that little buck thing. It does do damage. It does it does less damage than a Phiomia. It does, I think, like 5 base damage. So they're not gonna like kill you or nothing like that. They won't spawn with babies. They are just, they're kind of like Diplos. They just knock things back and then run away from them. But yeah, they are technically passive. So yeah, you could probably herd some into your base if you wanted to, and just kind of keep them around. But yeah, I think that's about it for the cave hopper. So we'll move on to the last one, which is the deep fisher. So the deep fisher is a, technically originally it was Majunga. However, I decided to change the name because it went a little too far, so it's not quite Majunga anymore. However, the cannon, God, that is such an ugly color scheme. Hold on, let me get a better one. You're all right. Yeah, you're good. Okay. I'm sorry, that one was just hideous. I couldn't stare at that thing for 5 minutes. Yes, so the deep fisher is I call it the canon. The arc lore is that he's like originated like a descendant from Majunga or something like that. And he's just all irradiated now, and that's why he looks like this. So he's going to spawn down to the blue zone. He is semi-aquatic, if you couldn't guess by the giant tail fin. He is semi-aquatic. Around the same tier as like Barry-ish. He's not quite Barry. He's a little different than Barry. Oh yeah, he's using the frog right now. That's why he has frog sounds. We're gonna see something funny. Hold on. Let me get a nice angle for this. Yeah, he doesn't have an attack animation yet, so he just kind of spazzes out. But yeah, this is him. So yeah, he's about Barry tier. You'll find him again in the blue zone in Ab. And his whole thing is he can catch fish for you. So he works basically like a living fish basket. So what you'll do is you can walk up to the water, you can partially submerge yourself, and he'll be able to drop down and catch fish for you. So hold on. Yeah, he'll be able to just kind of drop down. Does it only eat fish meat? No, it won't only eat fish meat because I think that's so fucking annoying. You'll be able to feed him prime meat. However, for taming, yes, he'll be like a fish meat, like kind of like Spino, where like his prefers it. Yeah, he'll be able to drop down like this and stick his little glowy tongue, his little nasty glowy tongue into the water. And it'll function similarly to how bee honey does. So any fish that are in the area will be like dazed and start to swim directly towards you, and you'll be able to snatch them up. Yeah. Yes, you'll be able to do that. He does also have a saddle. I still need to weight paint it, unfortunately. Let me pull up. I can grab it for you. Wait, let me find it. If I can. Goodness, where are you? There we go. No. Why are you opening over there? That's not right. There you go. Yeah, so he has a little saddle, and his saddle has a couple fish baskets attached to it. Those will dynamically toggle on and off as you actually capture fish. So yeah, you'll be able to ride him. Yeah, he'll be about the same level-ish as Barry. You'll be able to get him around about then. I'm not sure exactly how you're going to tame him. I haven't decided yet. That's like I'm always the worst with taming methods. I really am. It's like one of the things that I decide on last. So yeah, you'll be able to catch him. And with those fish baskets, he will be able to attack saddle. God no. He'll have a couple abilities. So in the water, he'll be able to basically consume fish baskets to do different things. Other than that, he's just a standard like left click bite, stuff like that. He will have turn in place. I just don't have the animations in yet. So he'll be able to do that. He does have bioluminescence. It's just kind of hard to see because it's so freaking bright on the dev kit. But those spots glow, and then also the little tongue glows, and that tongue is a color region. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to do for the taming method. Maybe I'll do something like Shadowmane, where you have to walk up and feed him fish baskets. I think that seems like the easiest one. I don't know if I will actually do that or not. But yeah, he's just a silly little guy. So yeah, his left click is just a standard bite. His right click will change depending on if you're on land or in the water. In the water, I don't think you can do that now. Let me try it. Wait. Yeah, no, you can't. I thought you couldn't change it. No, it won't be like waiting to sleep like Shadowman, but I think maybe feeding it like that, like a passive feed. Hello, welcome. I'll just reset it. Yeah, so is right click, it'll consume a fish basket on use. In the water, it'll be this little chum thing that it'll do. So he'll bite down, he'll consume a fish basket, and it'll just spread like a big pool of blood around him. And it'll work similar to Demetradon. So, because we don't really have something like that. We don't really have an underwater Demetradon. So yeah, you'll be able to use him. I suspect you'll be able to use him for like Mooter or something like that. Oh yeah, don't worry about that one. That was just a little goofy. Yeah, you'll be able to consume it. It'll get this big pool of blood in the water. And nearby creatures will get healed gradually. And I think what I'm going to do is it'll be twice as effective on sharks. So it'll be twice as effective on Megalodon and on Helicoprion, whenever that comes to official, and then also to Ziff. So, and maybe maybe I'll do it for Piranha too, just to be funny, because like Piranha's blood. Like something like that. But yeah, so it'll be like doubly as effective for them. So it'll have a little bit of, I can't think of the word, synergy. There we go, synergy. There, but it will be able to heal anything nearby. it'll just, instead of consuming food per second like a Daedon's one, you'll just need to have like a stockpile of fish baskets in here. I think it lasts about like 30 seconds maybe. So you'll just need to have a supply of fish baskets around when you go into like a boss fight or something like that. It's a fictional species. It's well, it is kind of. It's sort of like a. It's for abs, so it's sort of like a irradiated kind of like descendant, I guess. Yeah, I thought it would be really funny because I was thinking about that because I had the Megalodon because I was like, yeah, Megalodons with like the blood in the water, you know, and the Ziff too, and like Helicoprion as well, and I was like, you know what, it would be really funny if we added the fucking piranhas. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be really funny if it was just super strong with piranhas. And then on land, he'll be able to grab one of the fish. It's basically he's like chumming them. Like he's got a fish. He will, as you may have noticed with the attack, you see how his neck kind of inflates, again, kind of like a pelican. So when he has fish consumed, there will be a little additive that plays, kind of like how Seeker has the little additive that opens up its tentacles. Or like gas bags, I guess, where it gradually kind of puffs up. This guy, his neck will gradually fill up and get wider and wider as he has more fish. So he'll be able to, store fish, and then on land he'll be able to like hack it up as like a kind of like a hairball, like a cat. It's kind of gross, but like a chum ball, a giant meatball, if you will. And he'll be able to huck it out and spit it up at a target, and it'll do some damage. And it'll apply a little debuff. I don't know exactly what the debuff's going to do yet. I haven't decided. I kind of like the idea of it like aggroing things to the target. I think that could be kind of fun. So you could just like hawk up a big old loogie on some guy that's chasing you. And then all of the Reapers and Nameless and Seekers will all suddenly aggro on him. So I think that could be kind of funny. But yeah, that's really pretty much it. So he'll be able to store things. You will be able to, all the fishing basket code and stuff is coming from Merm. She's helping me out with that. So it'll be just like with Merm's leads. It'll be able to snatch up fish while swimming as well. But you won't be able to like lure them in with like the honey thing, with the little like lure in the same way. You'll just be able to like gobble them up essentially. I think that's about it for him though, really. Yeah, like I said, these three guys, the golem, the cave hopper, and the deep fisher, like they're pretty simple. They have like one or two mechanics to them, like a kind of complex mechanics. Yeah, kind of like Majunga, where like Majunga is a pretty basic dino outside of like the one tracking mechanic, right? Or like Wally is a pretty basic shoulder pad outside of the spike mechanic, right? So they're all pretty simple outside of like one or two mechanics. Range, I don't know. it won't be that far, don't worry. It'll be probably kind of like Shalico, I suspect. Or it'll have probably an arc to it. So you won't be able to just spit all the way. That's about it, though. I think, with those three. It is just Titanocetus is just, he's got a lot going on, so he's taking a little while longer. He's taking a bit of a break. He's on a sabbatical. But yeah. These three, yeah, they'll be coming out again. Like my hope is like July, like the end of July. That's really my hope for these three. Like I said, the golem is pretty much done. It just needs particle effects, basically. The cave hopper 2 is pretty much done. It just needs animations. and the Deep Fisher. He's a little further off. He still needs, again, a lot of graphing, but it's all pretty basic stuff, so I don't think it'll be too difficult to do to get that out in like a month or so. Yeah, that's about it for Fungal. So yeah, that's gonna be July, like end of July, and then after that, it's gonna be full focus back on Feral, specifically on. Yeah, it kind of is. Specifically on Demetradon. Demetradon, I really want to get out around like September. That's kind of my goal. The main thing with Demetradon, yeah, is people were just busy. Honestly, people were just busy, and as you guys know, he has a pretty complex saddle that goes with him. For anyone who saw the original announcement, he's got this kind of surfboard saddle kind of thing. So that requires obviously a custom saddle. So I was waiting for Rebecca to do that once she's finished up with all of her Kamiyama stuff. So that's just, yeah, so Demetradon has just kind of been taking a pause just while she's finishing up all that stuff. Yeah, so he'll be coming out soon-ish after that. Like I said, yeah, like probably September, around about September, maybe October. And he'll be, yeah, his coding isn't that difficult, honestly. Really the only thing is just the egg thing. But thankfully, Wildcard decided randomly in the most strange update of all time, they added the egg incubator back to the game like a year before Genesis, which is really funny. So I can use that code pretty easily, I think, because that's going to be his deal. I'll be able to stick some eggs into his inventory, and they'll be able to hatch, essentially. Along with his... yes, Demetradon is a Paleoart collab, that is correct. Yeah, so he'll be coming out... yeah. Yeah, so just the egg thing really is the only difficult part. And then with him, the name is deceiving. I'm sorry I lied to you. There is a new little guy. Which one is it? Oh shit, I'm doubting myself now. I think it's this one. One of these was the broken one, and one of them is not. Wait, I can drag it out, actually. Hold on, let me do that. This is a little amphibian guy. It's not Crassy Geronus, I'm sorry to say. No, it's not. It is a relative, though. It is called Peladosotus. He's a little salamander. Yeah, well, he's not that little. He's pretty big. And he's going to be releasing along with Demetradon. They're both kind of swamp dwellers. So Peladosotus, this whole thing is... he's got this kind of... If you ever look at pictures of him... Hold on. Let me pull up a little... There we go. Yeah, he's got this little kind of hog-nosed little snout. So his whole thing is he's going to be able to take his head, he's going to stick it in the ground, and he's going to start walking around, and he's going to roll a big fat mud ball at his head, and he's going to be able to chase you around with it. He's going to be able to send it flying, kind of like Nunu from League of Legends, if anyone unfortunately plays League of Legends. yeah, so his whole thing. Yeah, he's gonna be a little mud guy. He's gonna get a little bit of a movement speed buff while he's near water. And yeah, he's just a long tube basically. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, he's gonna spawn in swamps. Originally I was gonna save him for Gen 1, but well, honestly, maybe Gen 1 will be out by then. I don't know what DLC is coming out next. Oh no, never mind. Lost Colony is coming out first, so Gen 1 probably isn't until next year. But yeah, originally it was gonna come out with Gen 1 whenever that came out. So yeah, he's just a little swamp dweller. He's real slimy and sticky and nasty and goopy and gross. Yeah, he's just a little amphibian. He's a tube, a sock, if you will. My favorite angle of him is, hold up, this one. Oh, look at him, he's so stupid. Yeah, he has like no thoughts going on there. Yeah, he's just kind of a buffoon, if you will. And yeah, he's gonna come out. He is, again, he's a lot simpler than Demetradon, thankfully, which is why he's gonna which is why I don't think it'll take too long, so I'm gonna try and have both of them out at the same time. But yeah, he's just a little goober, and that's about it. That's the last guy. He's very silly. Is this the right one? I was having issues with him where he would freaking like I don't know why. No, why are you like this? No. Okay, hold on. This is the same shit that was happening before. No, I was having issues with him. He was like sliding underneath. Oh, I can spawn him in because I actually have the colorize all set up. This is Clay, by the way, that did the skin. Was very happy with it. Yes. Yeah. So he comes with a lot of very vibrant colors because he's a big old salamander. I'll just spawn a bunch of them. Oh yeah, ignore that he still says Sarko. Yeah, he is. Honestly, yeah, he's about. He's about like Sarko tier. I would say maybe a little. When is Sarko unlocked? Yeah, no, I was having issues with him. He would just go like vertical. It was very silly, and then sometimes he would just go underneath the mash. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Yeah, so it comes in a bunch of pretty colors. I don't think he has a rider socket. Yeah, so we just kind of. Oh my god, I love him. He's so silly. But yeah, he is a little big. I think he's about, oh, there I go. Well, dev kit things. I think he's about Sarko sized. Let's see. I'm oh, well. Yeah, he's a little smaller than Sarko. And yeah, with both these guys, they're both about the same kind of tier-ish. I mean, this guy and Demetradon, they're both kind of around that same sort of Capro, Sarko, kind of 30s to 40s level. So, yeah, they're not going to be anything too game-breaking. They're kind of a bit more to the early mid-game. Definitely not safe for consumption. Unless you, well, no. But yeah, so those two will be coming out, again, like I said, probably September-ish. And then after they're done, we're going to head over back to Fungal with Titanocetus. And then kind of the big wave 2 push for that. And that'll be kind of December, January. So that's like roughly the layout, I guess, over the next like 6 months-ish. Along with any kind of delays that will inevitably come. That's kind of the general outline. I just really wanted to get Fungal out now. Again, it's the same thing with like Majunga with the saddle, with the little jet boost, where it was just taking too long. Honestly, it really was. It was just taking too long, and I wanted to get it out. So instead of trying to wait for all 4 creatures to be done and polished and perfect, I'm going to be doing it in this kind of wave thing, with these 3 kind of ready enough, at least with the cave hopper, and then coming back after a few months with the kind of wave 2 with the Titanocetus and fixing up any kind of issues that aren't like game breaking and fixed immediately. And yeah, same thing with Fungal. Just because I at least I think getting out updates like that rather than having to wait 8-9 months between releases. At least in my opinion, I think that's more so what I want. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for going forward with pretty much the remaining mods. And then after January, hopefully, as long as there's no major delays of Titanocetus, I'll be pretty much all wrapped up. So, with that, as I said at the very beginning, I'm going to be opening up a creature vote. I'm going to do it now. Not now, like on stream. But I'm going to be doing a little creature vote that you guys can pick whatever the next creature is going to be. I'm not going to do it as an actual vote. It's going to be a progressive thing. So because I don't like the creature votes, so I'm going to try it out this way. So what's going to happen is you guys will vote. I have a bunch of like categories that you guys can vote for. So instead of giving like a name, you'll just pick out like, hey, what type of animal? Do you want it to be a mammal? Do you want it to be a reptile? Do you want it to be an amphibian? Do you want it to be an insect? Do you want it to be a fish? Do you want it to be a bird? You'll vote on that. And then whatever wins that, we'll move on. We can pick out the size, if it's going to be like huge, like Bronto size, if it's going to be like raptor size, if it's going to be like a shoulder mount, anything like that. She'll choose the size, and then you'll pick out, is it going to be a carnivore, is it going to be an omnivore, is it going to be a herbivore, etc., to keep moving on through until we get to a creature. Yeah. So that, I suspect, I'll probably put that together and put that up tonight. So if anyone's not in the Discord, you can go join. I think I put a link on the video, if I did it correctly. There should be a link on the live stream. Let's find out. Let's find out if I did it correctly. No. Don't play sound. Yes. Okay, cool. Yes, you can go join the Discord if you want to. I'll put that up probably immediately after this is done. We'll have the little vote going, and it'll last a while, so I'll probably have each one up for maybe a couple days. And then at the end, once everything's been decided, I'll make up some concept art or something like that, and we can decide on what that creature's going to look like. And then that will be probably quarter 1, quarter 2, like April-ish, I suspect. April, May, sometime around then, will be the release for whatever creature you guys decide to make. But I think that's about it. That's pretty much everything has been showcased. Yeah, there's not too much, honestly. So yeah, it's just Fungal Fauna Wave 1 coming out June, July. What? Oh, it didn't work? Okay, let me try again. Hold up. Oh, no, it works for me. I don't know. What do you get if you win? You get a creature of your own design added in. That's what you get. And it will not... if the Scarf wins, I will be so mad. I will actually be so mad if somehow it lands on Scarf. That's okay, though. I mean, I can DM you one. I know you. I can DM you. Hold on. Actually, yeah. Let me do that real quick. There we go. I sent it to you. I got you. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, so expect Fungal out about July, and then expect Demetradon, Peladosotus, those two out September, October, like Q3. The hippo. Oh my god. Well, no, that's specifically why I'm not doing like a specific creature. Instead, I'm doing it kind of trait based, so that I can pick at the end of the day what creature it is. So yeah. Right. What was I saying? Yeah, Demetradon, Peladosotus, September, October, like end of fall, and then after the holidays, like January-ish, will probably be Titanocetus with the big wave 2. And then after that, I'm done. It'll be whatever this new creature is that you guys choose. And then, who knows? Yeah, I don't know what else I'll do. Yeah, a spur of the moment thing. Wallicerops was like a complete spur of the moment thing. It really was. It was me and my friend were just coming up with an idea for a creature, and then I think the idea for Wallicerops came about, I think, maybe even after Majungasaurus had been released. And the turnaround for him was so quick because he's such a simple creature at the end of the day. Because I genuinely think he has 8 animations. Hold on. Okay, well, not counting those. Not kind of like the left rights. Yeah, he has 8 animations. He's so simple. Yeah. Paid mod. That's another thing. I don't know if I'll do. Originally, I was truly toying with the idea of making Fungal a premium mod because there's 4 creatures in it. But I didn't advertise it as that when I announced it, and I figured it's kind of rude to go back and change my mind about it and make it a premium mod. So I didn't end up doing that. Maybe down the I don't know, or like a Patreon or a Ko-Fi or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it right now, honestly. Oh, and then Majunga and Wallicerops, their kind of like final update, probably about the same time, maybe after Demetradon comes out. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, unless anyone else has any questions or anything like that. Or anything they want to, I guess anything if you want to see again, you feel free to, but otherwise I think I'm good to call it here. Yeah, that's kind of my thought process with it too. Was like, because I was talking with Clay about it too when he was finishing up the whale, sculpting it. I mean, but yeah, I don't know, and also premium mods just kind of have a little bit of a bit of kind of bad rep to them, anyways. Just a bit of, I don't know. I think it'd be much more straightforward to just do like a Patreon or something. Okay. I guess I can hold on. Let me drag them all out. I'll do a lineup. I'll do a lineup actually. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do to end off. Where is Wallace Rocks? Oh, you're so itty bitty. Bless you, sir. Hold up. You're so much bigger. No. Shit. It's hardly a lineup. Okay, hold up. Let me grab Blada. The bigger one. Why are you, like, slightly... Oh, no, you're not going to show the boils. Damn. That's so tragic. Paid beta access? Maybe. I don't know. There's also just like I don't think I have enough people that follow the mod really to do something like that, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, Majunga has 200,000 downloads, I think. Which is, I mean, that's quite a bit, right? But it's been out for over a year. Actually, no, it's been out for a year today. What am I saying? So like, yeah, I don't know. There's just not that big of a following, I think, to do something like that and have it actually pay out, you know? Let's see. Fungal. Oh, baby. I love the cave hopper. You guys are gonna like the cave hopper. Trust me. Once I get around with the taming and everything like that, I really like the cave hopper. I really do, and all the stuff that's gonna be with them. I think you guys are gonna like it a lot. Oh my God! Why are you so big? Oh right, that's right. Okay, where are you gonna go? You're gonna straddle him. That sounds wrong when I say it like that. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Let me grab Deep Fisher. I did like someone commented and said something along the lines of like, Fungal Fauna is 3 little guys, and then a giant whale. And that's very true. I didn't realize that when I was doing it, but yeah, it kind of is. Okay, perfect. There's the lineup. Yeah, if no one else has any kind of questions, I'm good to stop it here. And make sure you join in the Discord. If you can't, you can always DM me on Discord. I mean, if you're in like Depps' Discord or something like that, you can find me pretty easily, and I can send you an invite. But yeah, go ahead and join into the Discord if you want to take part in the creature vote that's going to take place later tonight when I launch it. And that's about it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I think, if possible, I'd like to... I don't know if I'll have a VOD of this. I don't know. There they all are. Minus Demetradon and minus Titanocetus. That's them. Yippee! Woohoo! Okay.